What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're looking at some more insane entitled parent stories. You're related to a celebrity? That'll definitely cover your $400 bill. So for those that don't know me, I'm a manager at a restaurant that's also connected to a worksman club / bowling club. I've had my fair share of encounters in the past, and honestly, this stuff never gets old. Anyway, so tonight we had a massive special on all of our burgers and ribs for Christmas. This brought in a lot of people. I'm basically running around all night, and as we're coming to close, I notice one of my staff is having trouble with a customer. I waddle over and ask if there's anything I can help with, and I got a bill shoved in my face. The nice lady said to me, "Look at this, I can't pay $400. Now, to my surprise, I was shocked as well from the large number, but then I saw why. See, our club has a system where you can basically stockpile your bill from the restaurant and the bar into one and pay it in full. The table she was with had ordered a massive amount of drinks, and it all went on her member's card. She offered to pay for her half and her kids, but whom I'm guessing was her mother didn't have any of it. She told her that she needed to pay for everyone since it was her idea to take them out to dinner. She refused and basically ordered me to manually select the number of things they ordered. Her bill came down to $120, which she was fine with, but again her mother just stood there shaking her head. "No, you have to pay for all of us. Where's your Christmas spirit?" "Mum, I'm not paying for all of you." Now, I did offer them a 5% discount just to be nice and all, but that was a massive mistake. This woman thought that 5% was too low and she wanted us to just cover the rest of the bill. I told her no, and she pulls out her phone and shows me a picture of her standing next to Ray Meager, a famous Aussie actor. "Do you know who he is?" "Yeah." "Good, I'm related to this man." "Okay, how does that help with your bill?" "Well, as you can see, me and him are related, and you wouldn't want to insult someone who's related to a celebrity, would you?" Not to be rude, but I don't care. Pay the bill or we'll call security. She refused, and so we called over security. She started yelling out that they were assaulting her, yet they hadn't touched her. Luckily for her, a man whom I'm guessing is her brother or husband came over and paid off the bill in full. He apologized and took Mrs. Grumpy Pants out of the club. We all wished the group a Merry Christmas, and they went off too. Fair to say, this was one of my funnier encounters. Yeah, in this story, I totally agree with the title. You're related to a celebrity, so that means surely you have enough money to pay your bill, right? Like, who cares if you're related to a celebrity? Just pay your bill and leave like any normal person. What the heck? What was this entitled mum expecting? You to say, "Oh my god, you're related to a celebrity? Have your entire meal and drinks for free." Like, come on lady, get your head out the sand. Now for our second story, babysit our kid on Christmas for free. Freaking heck, these parents out here wildin' lately. So here's the story. So my wife and I have been married for almost 2 years now. We split the holidays because our families live in separate cities. This year it's my wife's family year for Christmas. We planned it with our respective jobs, asked off, and both got approved. Only problem, my wife is a nanny. She works hourly and gets paid for time ahead of time. She's pregnant, and the poor woman has days where my future child just really knocks it out of her. This results in her owing time, which is fair. We don't mind that. However, this was just too far. So my wife's bosses, an entitled mum and entitled dad, invited us over for dinner, and this is how it went. The entitled mum said, "OP and OP's wife, we invited you because we need to ask you something." I rolled my eyes. I knew they were going to pull something. They've been notoriously self-absorbed the entirety of my wife's working relationship with them, and these people were friends that used to go to our church. So me and my wife were looking at them and waiting for them to ask whatever it was, and she looks at us with a bright but smile on her face. "You can't have work off anymore. We need you to watch our entitled child on Christmas." I laughed and then saw they were dead but serious. My wife looked at me confused and shook her head, explaining we already bought the plane tickets to go and we are not able to get out of this. That's when the kicker comes in. "That's the thing, you can't say no, you owe us ours. We are going to my boss's Christmas party. There are no kids that will be there," meaning we'd work it for free. Granted, we wouldn't do it for money anyway, but I'm dang sure not doing it for free on Christmas. My wife looked at me and I could tell she felt uncomfortable. She doesn't do well at taking up for herself, and people often try to abuse that. None more than these people, so I shake my head no and remind them they already approved this. We aren't doing this. They don't take no for an answer. "Entitled child, come out here and tell OP's wife how you were so excited to spend Christmas with her. So in walks this child, who granted is a very big product of her environment. She's 4 and I can't really blame her for how she behaves when her parents act like this.
Hi, Daddy said we'd spend Christmas together. I'm excited.
So now we have 2 parents trying to force this and a child I had to crush the dreams of. Basically, what it came down to was me pushing my plate ahead of me and looking them in the eye. You either stop this nonsense now or she walks. For what you're paying her, you know you won't find someone else. We leave the house and my wife thanks me in the car because that was stressful for her and the baby, and then they text us and try to call our bluff. It was basically a do it or else you're jobless this Christmas. So she hit them back with have a happy new year because she was annoyed at that point, and we didn't talk to them. However, today was her shift and they messaged her last night asking if she was still coming in. So all in all, just work for classy people who aren't stupid. So what I'm hearing is, a rich couple's chance to go out and get drunk at a party is more important than spending Christmas with their own kid and the health of OP's wife's unborn child. Oh my goodness me. To OP's wife, I just say, look, you really need to find a better family. Even if you've called their bluff, you don't want to work for those sort of people. Ideally, soon enough, you'll be able to quit with a maternity break, and then during that time before you actually give birth, you'll be able to go and find a better family. Hopefully one in which you can take your child with you to work. All I can say is good luck, get away from that family as soon as you can. Now for our third story. Entitled mum called out for abusing her kid in public. So me and my grandma went to Walmart to get some shopping done. We were preparing for a football party, something we do occasionally for the football game. When we had parked, me and my grandma start going over what we needed to get. The list was long since we forgot to shop the night before. When we were getting ready to get out, we noticed a mum with 3 kids. I don't know their ages, but I guess based on their appearance. One was sitting in the kid seat of the cart. She looked around 4. The other 2 kids were in the cart and looked like 6 and 7. The little 4-year-old girl was screaming and crying, so we were concerned already. But before we could ask, the mum takes out the 4-year-old and drops her onto the hard concrete. The child began crying more and complained about her head hurting, but the entitled mum just started yelling at the kid for not listening. We at first didn't want to intervene as the mum and the kids started getting closer to their car. But then when the little girl started to pull on her entitled mum's shirt, she smacked the girl's mouth with the back of her hand. My grandma and I then started to head towards them, but another around late 40s couple beat us there. The woman started to yell at the entitled mum for what she just did to the little girl. Get this, the entitled mum was defending her action and started saying things like, "Discipline is discipline, I can do what I want, it's my kid." The entitled mum's boyfriend started yelling at the entitled mum to just get in the car, but she was not having any of it. She then looked at us and said, "You don't think I should be allowed to discipline my child how I want?" Seeing the little girl still crying in the car, I really wanted to say something, but my grandma did instead. She said, "You smacked your kid and that is not discipline, that is just wrong and abuse." This enraged the entitled mum. She then started cussing and screaming at everyone, even her boyfriend. Things started escalating so fast, my grandma whispered for me to get in the car and call the cops. I hurried and got into our car, which was only a few feet away. I called the cops before getting out and coming to my grandma's aid when everyone was yelling. Not too long after the cops showed up and she was arrested, the boyfriend was also arrested because he had warrants out for his arrest. I'm not sure what for though. The female officer had calmed down the children and offered to buy them candy from the store, but not too long after, their grandparent came and got them. We spoke to the grandparents and learned they were trying to take their kids for a while now from past experiences, and they were grateful we called the cops. Thankfully, the kids are safe now and their mother isn't allowed anywhere near them. Oh my god, Jesus, parents like this are so ludicrous. How is hurting your kids gonna help at all? All they're gonna grow up learning is that violence is allowed as a method to get what they want. That's just not a good life lesson. Honestly, I'm so thankful that my parents have never hit me. They don't see that as a form of discipline or punishment at all. And now, as an adult, I can say that I will never ever hit my kids. I just don't understand how that is a positive in any way, shape or form. What do you guys think? Let me know. Now for our final story, just a short one. Fiance's stepdad got mad he got a raise. My fiance works as a part-time junior web developer and is excellent in his work. He still has 1 year left of college. He has gotten plenty of praise from his work, and when he took a break from work to finish school projects, the company was whining for him to get back. as the project just wasn't advancing without him. I don't know how much the stepdad earns, I think somewhere around or over 20 euros an hour. When we were told about the raise, 15 to 17 euros more per hour, my fiance's stepdad got seriously mad. He thinks that because my fiance is still in college, he can't do anything and hasn't earned said raise. You are just in their way there, and yet they pay you that much money? You don't deserve it. And the rant continued. I feel like he got offended that my fiance who's young is doing so well while he's stuck where he is. We just sat there quiet, listening to the rant and looking at each other, and I swear we both thought the exact same thing at the same time. Okay, boomer. You would think parents would be proud of their, step or not, kids getting a raise, but I guess not. Well, OP, unfortunately you now know that you can never talk money or success with your stepfather. Ah, jeez. Some people are just like that. Because they're older, because they've been working for longer, they feel that they're entitled to more money. It just doesn't work like that in the modern day. Maybe in the past where you progress slowly up through the ranks in your work and you get more money at each step, but now, nah. In the present day, there's a lot of demand for everything tech. That includes web developers and even junior web developers. So yeah, as a result, they're gonna get more money. It's a shame that your fiance's stepdad isn't just proud of his stepson, but I don't know, I guess jealousy is a horrible trait that's very common. Anyway guys, that is gonna do it for this episode of our /Entitled Parents. As always, I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to like the video, comment your opinions down below, and subscribe to the channel for 2 videos each and every day in this month. Also, if you want more from me, click the video on screen right away. It's an absolute banger, trust me.